If we look at India has remained hostile towards Pakistan right from the time both countries became independent. So the question that comes to my mind is this mutual hostility permanent or can it change? Another question I would propose is it is sometimes alleged that Pakistan's foreign policy is India centric. Uh, is this so? If yes, why is it? And if no, then why this perception exists and persists in many academic and other circles? Then moving on to core areas of dispute. From Pakistan's perspective, it is Kashmir. From India's perspective, it is terrorism. So we need to look at them. The Kashmir dispute has bedeviled relations between India and Pakistan since 1947. Why is this dispute so intractable? And is there a solution of the dispute in the near future? Is the question that we need to dwell upon. On India's part, it alleges that Pakistan is committing cross border terrorism, even when it knows that Pakistan is a victim of terrorism and that there is no cross border terrorism. Why is India using terrorism as a propaganda tool against Pakistan? Then there are issues of Hindu Rashtra and showing religious intolerance there. The BJP government is seeking to establish a Hindu state. This has given rise to religious intolerance in India, especially against Muslims and Christians. My thesis is that this might actually lead to a commotion within India because you can't uh, discriminate so blatantly against such large minority communities as Muslims and Christians. But anyway, we can talk about it. What is the future of Muslims in a Hindu India? And that's another question which weighs heavy on many minds. Talking of bilateral trade relations, uh, bilateral trade is certainly beneficial for both countries, of course, Pakistan. But the point is that if we while maintaining our position on Kashmir dispute, can we engage in trade and investment with India? And that's the question we need to talk about. I have a view on this, but during discussion, I can, of course, share my own thoughts on this. And finally, India's global and regional profile is rising, mainly owing to its economic strength and strategic partnership with India. How is this impacting the behavior of Indian state? My own personal view is that it has emboldened the Modi regime to internally uh, fulfill the RSS dream of creating a Hindu state and externally to act as a regional hegemon. But let's talk about it during the panel discussion. Then South Asia remains the least integrated region. SARC is dysfunctional. So, is there a way to revive the spirit of cooperation rather than confrontation in South Asia? For instance, can we cooperate um, on issues like climate change, which affect all countries in South Asia? And then, how is Pakistan being affected by these changes in in South Asia, but also at the global plane? In our West, India has a history of maintaining its presence in Afghanistan, sometimes even using Afghan soil to create instability in Pakistan. But under the Taliban regime, will India try to regain its space in Afghanistan? Is another question that comes to my mind. So there are lots of questions, very few answers, and the objective for our panel discussion should be to find answers to these questions.